If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you're representing. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. Before I go in, I got to make mention of what I did last night in the city that I'm currently in. So, made the trip to LA for the premiere of the movie Fear. It's a Deon Taylor film. Deon Taylor and his wife Roxanne, a husband wife directing producer team in Hollywood. And man, they're one of the best in the game. They're probably the best husband wife team in the game, period, point blank, period, who happens to be black. And they are very good at what they do. Fam, I went to this premiere, and the premiere had everything. I mean, everything from the time you pull up to the red carpet, to the reception, to the design, the walls, the logos, the guests, the staff, security was on point. Everything, the after party, the talent, the drinks, the ambiance, the food. I mean, it was live, and the movie. Oh man, let me tell you something about the movie, fam. So the movie is called Fear, and it's a horror movie. Now, typically, I don't do horror movies. Horror movies, to me, they come along. A really good horror movie that really moves the needle for me comes along every few years. When I say few years, I'm talking about maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 years or something. I know that's a long spread between 4 and 7, but yeah, it takes a while for me to warm up to a horror movie. But I don't watch horror movies typically, and even when I do, I'm always mindful that it ain't gangster to scream or wiggle in your seat. That's not gangster. So, certain things, you got to make sure you protect yourself from. You don't even want to have the thought, let alone the involuntary, jerk or whatever. You don't need none of that going on. That ain't gangster. Having said that, the film gave me chills, fam, a few times. I was surprised. I was really surprised because I typically don't get chills watching a film. I don't care even if it is a horror movie. I don't get chills watching no damn horror movie or nothing. Because I'm like, it's just a movie. It's all, they're going to say cut. It ain't real, So why you getting all into it like that? I don't understand all this. Like, hey, man, they're going to say cut. It ain't real. None of the blood is real. None of the stabs and the guns, none of it is real. But man, they did it well. It was well directed. It was well produced. I mean, and the acting is very good too, very believable. So if y'all get a chance, man, let me back up. You're gonna get a chance. Take the time out and go watch this film. It's an independent film made by a black couple who are on their game. They're very prolific in what they do. They're good people on top of everything. They're very good at what they do, and the people they surround themselves with, very good energy, very good people. And that's very hard to find anywhere, but especially in Hollywood. Very hard to find in Hollywood. And it's only a few people that I can really just say, Hollywood, yeah, they're in that group. So go support that. You want to support black filmmakers. You want to make sure that you support black business. Go support them. They're doing it independent style, and when you everything about it looks like big budget. It looks like the majors ain't even touching it. The big Hollywood studios, they not touching it. They can't touch the film, you know. So it's going to be a lot of hating on the film because they did it with their own money. They did it independently. So it's going to be a lot of hating. So y'all make sure y'all counter that hate by support. You dig? Going in, fam. So this story right here is, the movie comes out January 27th. Okay. So this story right here is one that I saw a couple days ago. I wanted to make sure that I wanted to go live on it. I didn't want to just drop a video. I wanted to go live on it because I wanted to get your guys' input in real time, what y'all thought about this. I also wanted to make sure that I covered this story before they cover it up. Because you know they got a penchant for trying to hide certain stories and painting certain narratives, like these kind of people do this, these type of people do this, these type of people do this, these type of people would never, right? So I'm like, okay. So I see the story. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to do my part to make sure that the people know about this story. If you didn't know, now you know. We got a gay couple in Georgia, the Atlanta area, who not only, first of all, they adopted these two boys. They adopted these two little boys. And this is a gay male couple. Adopted two little boys, molested them, and pimped them out. They pimped them out to a pedophile ring. Fam, let me give you a partial a piece of the story as written in the New York Post, which is something I typically don't even read, but you know, I'm gonna give them their props on this one because they were among the first to cover this story, and they went in, which I am very surprised that they did it because I don't trust them. But anyway, fam, and in saying that, I also did some cross referencing for this story. So this story is about as accurate as any of them out there. And like I say, they were among the first to put the story out there. So I'm going to give them their props for that. So this is what it says, fam. It says a month-long investigation by Town Hall revealed that William Dale Zullock, 33, and Zachary Jacoby Zullock, 35, allegedly used social media to prostitute their two elementary age sons. William Zullock, a government worker, and Zachary Zullock, a banker, were indicted in August 22 on charges of incest, aggravated sodomy, aggravated child molestation, felony sexual exploitation of children, and felony prostitution of a minor. But the shocking investigation reveals in more detail the sickening abuse the boys suffered. Let me put this picture of these uncivilized mutts up. There they go. There they go. That's them. That's them. William and Zachary Zullock. Anybody want to make sure they get the correct spelling of the name is Zullock. Now, for the first time, it was revealed that these dudes allegedly pimped out their older sons, now 11 and 9 years old, to two other men in a pedophile ring. One of the men, Hunter Clay Lawless, 27, told investigators that Zachary, whose Instagram bio describes him as Papa to our two wonderful boys and an activist, invited him multiple times to take part in sexually abusing the boys. However, Lawless claims that he never had physical contact with either child. Lawless also claimed Zachary sent him multiple messages on Snapchat, including one that allegedly read, fam, uh, make sure the kids are not in the room on this. Make sure you get them out of the room. Make sure you're not eating anything. Make sure you're not eating anything. Make sure you're not even drinking on something. Lawless allegedly claimed that Zachary sent him multiple messages on Snapchat, including one that allegedly read, "I'm going to F my son tonight. Stand by." Who does that sound like? Stand by. It sounds like something Trump might say. Stand by. He told him, stand by. And he sent him also images where he sexually abused his 11-year-old son. Come on, fam. Come on, man. Come on. Come on, man. He hits this dude up and say, "I'm going to F my son tonight. Stand by." Wow. The two dudes were, it says men here, but fam, it's hard for me to say men when, I just have a different opinion about what a man is. So these two dudes were arrested on charges of soliciting an act of prostitution with an 11-year-old boy, according to the indictment. It's unclear whether Lawless and Armando Sanchez had any physical interactions with the boys. The Zulloks, who lived in Oxford, an affluent suburb of Atlanta, adopted the children from a Christian special needs adoption agency. The boys were in the 3rd and 4th grades when their adopted fathers were arrested last summer. Deputies responding to the reports that a man was downloading child porn raided the home in Loganville, where they found evidence the pair were engaging in sexually abusive acts and video documenting this abuse. During the raid, Williams was pulled outside naked. The government worker had admitted to forcing one of his sons to perform oral sex on him with the intent to satisfy his own sexual desire. This is according to a sworn affidavit. His husband admitted sending child sexual abuse material to several people, according to the news outlet. The couple have been active in the local LGBTQ community. Prominent LGBTQ publication Out Magazine reportedly asked to feature their photos on its website, according to the Daily Wire. Townhouse said it spent months reviewing records, recorded jailhouse calls, court documents, and testimony from a relative who spoke exclusively with the outlet about the extent of the abuse, as well as the faster than expected adoption process that led to the nightmare. William and Zachary, who have pleaded not guilty, each face over 9 life sentences if convicted. Let me say that again. William and Zachary, who have pleaded not guilty, each face over 9 life sentences if convicted. Lock them up and throw away the key. That's cold-blooded, man. That's cold-blooded. Man, I tell people all the time, it's these damn adults. When you find an adult that is uncivilized, who commits acts like these two allegedly have, all you got to do, if you want to understand how they got there, go to their mammies and their pappies. Go find their mammies and their pappies. Go find out who raised them. Go follow the trail of who raised them, the adults who raised them, and you will see where the behavior comes from. Look at everybody. Look at Trump. Look at his mom and his daddy. That'll tell you how he got to be who he is. Jeffrey Dahmer. All of them. Follow the behavior. Go back and find out who raised them, and you will see why they behave the way they behave. Uncivilized mutts are raised by uncivilized mutts. That's cold-blooded, man. These adoption agencies, you would think, they have the little nice wording and stuff like family first and all this type of stuff. I love my family shirts. But really, their behavior behind closed doors is totally opposite. The same thing that happens at a lot of these nonprofits. See, when y'all think nonprofits, when we think nonprofit, oftentimes we think people that are doing good work. And many nonprofits are doing good work. But fam, there's a side to nonprofits that is very disturbing. You have a lot of people who run these nonprofits who are very evil. Remember, I tell you all the time, evil is at the top of society. Every major institution in America, evil is at the top. The biggest institutions, evil people run them. I'm telling you, fam, evil people run them. This is why we have so much chaos and mayhem and violence in our country. It is because the evil people are allowing it to happen, and many of them are promoting it. They're instigating it to keep us at odds. If they can keep us at odds, if they can keep the black against the white, the rich against the poor, they can keep Houston beefing with Dallas, New York beefing with LA. They can keep the Christians beefing with the Muslims. They can throw us off, and they can keep the Republicans beefing with the Democrats, the conservatives beefing with the liberals. They can throw us off. They can go out and do whatever they need to do. And they can keep it going because we too tired to fight any kind of other war, any kind of significant war. We too busy fighting these petty ass wars. Well, they riding off into the sunset with the bag. Fam, let me be clear of something. While these two dudes represent everything that's despicable about society, what they did, their acts are not exclusive to homosexuality or gay parents. You got straight parents out there who do the same thing. You got straight parents out there who beat their children, molest their children, pimp their children out, sell their children. So let's keep it in perspective. Let's keep it a buck. The reason why I told y'all that make sure you watch this one before they take it down is because we don't see these type of stories typically about gay parents. And it is a reason for that. It's not because it don't happen. It's not because it don't happen. It is because you have people out there with an agenda. And it just wouldn't be a good thing to put that out there, because then people will start looking at that group with the side eye. It's just kind of like how if a black guy, jumps on his wife or whatever, a black athlete jumps on his wife, you know, and he gets dragged, which he should absolutely get dragged. It's a story. Everybody's covering it. Everybody's making sure that they clown him. Then you get a white guy do it, and it's like, where that broom at, man? Sweep it under the rug. Like it's almost like it ain't happened, like it's never happened. So I'm gonna make sure that y'all know it happens. It happens in the gay community. In fact, everything that happens in the straight community happens in the gay community. Let's put that out there right now. I'm gonna put it out there right now. Rape, molestation, murder, robbery, backstabbing, betrayal, arson, embezzlement, extortion, bullying, all of it happened in the gay community, just like it happens in the straight community. Going into the comments. Dante, the visionary. What's up, Dante? I like a man with vision. I like that. Belinda Brayton, what's up? Shelly Birch, what up, Shelly? AM Trey, what it do? What's up, Jonathan B? Jonathan, a fool with it, boy. Cheryl Gonzalez, what up? Deidre Wortham, I see you. Shelly Reed, hurt people hurt people. Hurt people hurt people. You got that right. These boys should have had better protection, though. You know, these are, and they said that they had a faster than usual adoption. What was the rush to get them into that home so fast? Why? That needs to be investigated. The people who allowed that to happen need to be investigated and perhaps prosecuted. These boys, the system totally failed them. There should have been welfare checks. There should have been a better assessment. There should have been better vetting before these boys were allowed to be adopted by anybody. By anybody. There should have been better vetting. These boys, the system totally failed them. And this is happening more often than you think. You would think that people would adopt children, would give children a better opportunity than the one that they already have. Them boys left that adoption agency, jumped out of the pan into the fire. That's cold-blooded, man. That's cold-blooded. And you know they're not the only ones. Adoption agencies, and the same thing with these foster agencies. A lot of these foster parents, hey man, shouts out to the ones who are great, the foster parents. The foster parents, hey, thumbs up to the foster parents who do a great job and give kids a really a better life than they had, a much better life. Shouts out to y'all doing God's work. The rest of y'all can go to hell, because y'all are abusers. Some of these people be adopting kids and getting these foster kids so that they can use them for sexual favors, or use them to make them slaves, make them go take out the trash, mow the yard, paint the house, build the house, make them go get a job so they can work and pay bills, all kinds of stuff, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. What's up, A Train? Yeah, man. It's madness out here, man. It's a cold game. These kids deserve so much better. We talk about the kids being the future. Y'all really want the kids to be the future, the way shape things are shaping up with what we doing, the level of or the lack of protection that we're providing them, and the the lack of proper information and instructions to help them navigate through this wild, crazy, beautiful world. Y'all really want that? I don't think so. We woke now. What up? Thank you for staying on top of much needed news and events we need to hear and discuss through our own voices. The Franklin cover up by John W. D. Camp is a great book to purchase. Sheds light on what you're reporting. Keep doing. You know what? I'm gonna check that out. You know what? And to be honest, fam, it's been a while since I actually read a good book. Like, what? Let me back up. A book. It's been a while since I read a book from front to back. I've had times where I'll get through a few chapters or whatever, and then I'll come back later and you know I remember it used to take me like a couple of days to read a book. I mean, sometimes I knock out a book in a day, but now with my time being so limited, it's been difficult for me to just have time to just sit and read a book. Just like I don't have time to watch Netflix series. I Netflix got some very good series, but I don't watch them because once you watch one, you're gonna get hooked and you're gonna start binge watching, and you're not gonna be able to get nothing done. you know, you're not gonna be able to work. Uh, so I try to avoid punishing myself like that. What's up, Fanta? Yeah, yeah. I try to avoid punishing myself like that. So, um, and I don't know how I'm gonna ever catch up with those Netflix series because I don't see myself getting any less busy anytime soon. I don't know how that's gonna work out. We woke. Yeah, yeah. Appreciate you. Appreciate y'all, everybody that's dropping donations on top of everything. Appreciate y'all. What's up, Muhammad? I see you. I see you. Muhammad say this is why the woke left are not your friends. The threat to our children must be addressed before we approach the subject of race. Peace out. Yeah. The only thing about it is yeah. First of all, you're absolutely right about the woke left is not our friends. But when people say stuff like that, I think it's important to just so people don't get your message don't get lost or misconstrued. That you make sure you mention the woke right ain't our friend either. Because the whole woke left is like that's just that's just a phrase, right? They were able to get the phrase first, but you got a lot of the right also claims to be woke, but they ain't our friends either. So let's make sure we don't confuse anybody. We ain't got no friends. How about that? See, I got a wrong link in the description. Is there a link? It's not supposed to be a link in the description. There's no link. What can we do about that? A link in the description. Let's see where we at with that. Oh yeah, that's not supposed to be there. All right, no link necessary. Appreciate that heads up. Let's see. Who is that? Kansas City Shefet. Appreciate that. Was that Miss Sharon? What's up, Miss Sharon? Woke Vision TV. I see you. Alexander Gray, Boston. What's up, Massachusetts? Cowboys about to melt. Wait a minute. Is the game? The game is not on yet, right? I got to make sure I watch that. I need to see the. I need to see the. I need to see the Cowboys get their heads knocked off. I used to be a Cowboys fan. Hey, look, Dallas, I love y'all. The people in Dallas, I love y'all. I love Dallas. I love the people in Dallas. You know, Dallas is in Texas, so that's my town. I love Dallas. I visit Dallas all the time. I love y'all, man. I love you for real, but I just don't like y'all team, man. I don't, and the reason why I don't like y'all team is because I don't like y'all owner. He actually acts like an owner, like he acts like he actually owns human beings and not like a team on paper. He acts like he's the owner. Like, you get over here, slave, and get out there on that field. You better not need, boy. You're gonna be looking for a new job. I don't like that, and I don't like how the players just folded during the whole Nin protest era. I don't like that. I don't like how they just folded like that. I mean, y'all, man, show me some man. Give me a stand. You know, okay, we can have a conversation and all of that stuff at a later date. But for right now, just because you tried to talk to me like a little boy, I'm gonna stand on something now. I may have just blew it off. But now, since you want to try to handle me like that, now, man, we're gonna stand on something. And if they would have had Prescott and what's that other boy? The one be wearing them little halter tops and stuff. Uh, Funny looking boy. Ezekiel or something. What's his name? Is it Ezekiel? I can't even think of his name. He's the running back for the Cowboys. That dude, those dudes right there, those two dudes, man, those dudes are company men. They ain't never gonna stand for something. To me, like, look, everybody don't have to be loud. Everybody don't have to throw up the fist. You know, you can contribute to the fight. You can contribute to a cause by not having to vocalize what it is that you do. You can just behind the scenes handle your business and keep it moving, right? I'm not mad at that. Or you just shut the hell up. Be quiet. Don't say nothing. But to open that mouth and let that cowardness out like that, let that yes a boss mentality out like that. No, I'm not with that, fam. They would have done better just being quiet, like a lot of the other players did. But you know how they do. Every time there's a social issue, they go running, putting the mic in the face of the black players. Why they don't never put the mic in the face of the white players? You ever notice that? It's always sound bites from the black players. What's up with that? Yeah, so I don't like that dude Jerry Jones at all. I don't like him at all. He looked like the devil. He just got that attitude. I don't like him. Jacinta Baskin, what up? Jacinta. That sounds like one of them names. You got to do something with a name like that, Jacinta. You got to do something with that. That's like that's like one of those one like if you have a name like Jacinta, you can just be Jacinta. You ain't got to say your last name, kind of like Madonna or Beyonce. You know, you ain't got to put something behind it. Meet up, speak up. What up? That's right. Become a YouTube member, fam. Become a YouTube member. Get your sticker. Yeah, man. Anxiety sauce. Anxiety sauce. What's up? Willie Ferguson. What's up, King? What it do? Lovely Vanessa Dora. What up? Tanique Brown. Olga Motley. Olga Motley is in the building. Note C. What it do? What's up, Ed Johnson? Got melanated greatness, Queen's DNA. I like that. Queen's DNA. Busha. Every time I see a name like a handle with like a repeat name, it's always funny to me because like everybody I know they got a repeat name is trouble. Like my little brother name is John, and he is trouble. Good dude, good dude. Don't get me wrong, good dude. But John will go left in a heartbeat, like that. You know how you have those packages handled with care? John handled with care. On a mission building. Um, Goddess Mother says children should be extra protected. These filthy beings are 5 hours post past bold. Yeah. So I'm gonna wrap it up, fam. Just to give you guys, bring you up to speed if you're just not joining the show. We have a gay couple in the Atlanta area who has been charged with molesting and pimping out their adopted sons, William and Zachary Zullock. Be on the lookout for them. William and Zachary Zullock. And fam, you already know these dudes are tied in the community. So I know that you got to say allegedly for, purposes of not being sued and all that kind of stuff. But if they putting them on blast like that, putting the pictures out like that, and you know that they've done their homework. They don't move on somebody like that unless they got a really, really clear understanding that they got the right people. And so they allegedly have, recorded jailhouse conversations, and they have social media evidence. Uh, they allegedly have a whole lot of information on them, enough to bring these charges against them. And I think that they're comfortable that they're going to get a conviction on both of them, and rightfully so. That's cold, fam. This dude actually reached out to a guy who is allegedly in a pedophile ring and told him, I'm going to F my son tonight. Stand by. Wow. One more time, fam. Let me let you take a look at these uncivilized mutts. Just in case. So you don't run into them. If you ever run into them, you'll know. Get out the way, or get in the way and do what you got to do. Ooh-wee, man. Look at him. Look at him. These are their mug shots. The one to the left looked like he'll do it again. He looked like he'll do it again. The other one might do it again, and I'm sure he would. That's what's in him. But the one on the left looked like he'll do it again. He looked like, yo, like he was inconvenienced by being arrested. Look at him. Wow. Yeah, fam. They're facing up to 5 life sentences. They need to give them the death penalty. Where is it? Let's see. What's Georgia death penalty? Let's see, Georgia. If Georgia have a death penalty. Georgia ruled all states' death penalty statutes unconstitutional. Okay. The first execution to take place afterwards occurred in 1983. 76 people in total have been executed since 1983. As of January 30th, 2020, as of December 31st, 2020, 37 men and 1 woman are on death row awaiting execution. So they do. Georgia does have a death penalty. Georgia passes, yeah, it says, let's see. Georgia has used capital punishment for nearly 300 years. 2 women have been executed in Georgia so far. 1 currently sits on death row. So yeah, Georgia has a death penalty. And these 2, oh yeah, they definitely should qualify. And let me just look at this story one last time to make sure that I've covered everything that I wanted to talk about in it. So it's William and Zachary Zulick. The ages of the boys today is 9 and 11, but they started allegedly molesting the boys a lot earlier and pimping them out. Christian special needs, adopted father, deputy, with extensive sexual satisfaction. Husband admitted to sexual abuse material to several. The couple have been active. They do. Okay, it says, yeah. So William and Zachary, who have pleaded not guilty, each face over 9 life sentences if convicted, and they'll probably plead guilty. What happens oftentimes, fam, if you're not familiar with the whole court process thing, what happens oftentimes is when a person initially appears in court, their lawyers tell them to plead not guilty, and not guilty is just a what do they call it? It's just something that they'll say to until they can get ready. Sometimes a lawyer would say, if you have a lawyer with you, know what they're doing. The lawyer would say, the judge would say, "How do you plead?" And the lawyer would say, "Not guilty at this time, Your Honor." They'll say, "Not guilty at this time." That's if they're looking for a plea down the line. A lot of times they'll say, "Not guilty at this time," letting the judge know, letting the court know, letting the prosecution know that we ain't finna waste a whole lot of the court's resources. We're looking for a sweetheart deal. We just need to get our ducks in order so we can see how we want to approach this. But they letting them know we ain't trying to fight this thing. But sometimes they'll say not guilty just because, that's going to be the initial plea no matter what. Because if you say guilty, then it's day one, okay, you out of here. Ain't nothing to talk about. So yeah, they'll start it off they'll start it off with a not guilty, and oftentimes it'll end up in a plea deal. But that's my time, fam. I sure do hope that these boys receive justice. It goes to show you again, fam, uh, how fragile this society is when it comes to uh, protecting children, and also, in my opinion, how dismissive this society is. This country does a very bad job at protecting its citizens, period. But when it comes to children and our elderly, it's got to be at least 100 times worse. All right, fam, that's my time. Enjoy the rest of your evening, your morning, or your day, wherever you are in the world. Until next time, fam, no more talk.